What's up, guys? So it's been 3 weeks now in the Fresh Start servers. We are on the North American servers, and let's take a look at the economy and what has happened. We predicted week one, first couple days, that copper prices would rise. Copper prices have seen a slight increase in value. Nothing crazy, nothing dramatic, but you see it was averaging around 6.7, and now it's hovering right around the 7.8. So smallish increase. Part of the reason why the copper would be rising is more people are crafting, and then more people are opening up those lock boxes. But we also went on to the silver. Silver has seen a huge spike in increase in value, and this is something that we expected as well. So we told you guys to invest in silver, copper, way back when week one, and as you can see, it's now spiking up to around 25 silver per silver ore right now. The main reason that silver has jumped way up is because of the silver keys. We have the first crafter who's actually crafting silver keys, which is allow you to open up those Aurorian metallic crates, which drop from mobs in level 50 up in Auroria. And man, this guy has made a killing. So I always talk about here on the channel being the first person to have the proficiency unlocked, that level. And you can see he sold 292 the first day, 267 the second day, 113 currently, all hovering right around that 25 gold mark. And silver was a lot cheaper back then, so the profit margins on this was pretty high, so around 10 to 15 gold every key that he was selling. And he's now sold about 700 keys, so that's a lot of money. And that you can just see how efficient it is to become the first person to unlock something special, especially like this. For those that don't know, the crates can actually be sold on the auction house. So these crates are really, really rare. The metallic Aurorian crates, and then the basic crates, the ones that are opened with the bronze keys, can be sold on the auction house. So they are tradable. A lot of people don't know this yet because these are brand new items just for 3.0. You can see the copper ones are actually selling for an insane amount of money, hovering up right around 20 to 15 gold for these same day averages. This is way up from the 3 to 4 gold. So we're guessing that someone maybe either got a jackpot out of these things and now is just pushing the price way up, or they saw that you can get sun points and moon points in here, and are just going ham and trying to open these things. So again, copper I think still should actually be on the rise. We haven't seen a huge copper spike yet, but I think we definitely will see a copper spike. We definitely should see probably a spike in these metallic Aurorian crates. We don't really know what's in them yet. We haven't done a huge unboxing of them yet. We are working slowly but surely up to getting that 50,000 exploration to get these silver keys to unlock these boxes. But these guys have also seen a steady increase in value, and there was a huge spike right after the silver keys got introduced into the game. They spiked up to about 10 gold here. Now they're hovering back down, so people are finding they're not really worth opening them, buying the key for 25 gold. So the value has dropped way down. Once the key prices come down, these things should probably jump back up. It all kind of balances out. So be on the lookout for the crates. You can sell the crates. It's a great thing. So the other thing is that Archium, we touched upon Archium week one and said Archium was going to be amazing. Probably the best thing to actually farm, best thing to gather. So Moonlight Archium has not actually spiked up too much. It is seeing a nice steady increase, a very, very small steady increase over the last 2 weeks. Right now it's actually extremely low. 6 silver for a Moonlight Archium. That's definitely a buy. As you can see, the same day average is hovering right around 10 to 15, somewhere in between there. So all this stuff for 6 silver is definitely a buy. And that's one of the cool things about Archium, is that even though the prices of Archium has jumped up significantly, you can still find some really cheap Archium here and there. All you have to do is keep your eye out, because Archium gets flooded into the system by all the coin purse farmers. Coin purse farming, for some odd reason, everyone thinks sucks. Coin purse farming is actually probably the best money-making method in the game right now. In the Fresh Start servers, coin purse farmers are making at least 10 silver per labor on all the crates that they are opening up. You can see this is how they're getting hundreds upon hundreds of Archium dust. And this is the cheap one, guys. So anytime that you open up a crate, you're going to get at least 1 or 2 Archium dust out of there. The higher tier crates are going to give you a lot more Archium. So the 10 labor point ones, the Jester crates, or no, the ones you get from level 40 mobs, The Jesters actually don't drop Archeum, which is weird. So the level 40 mobs down here, these guys, the 40 mobs, they will drop these 10 labor point crates. I forget the name of it right now. And those guys will drop around 6 Archeum dust every time. So for 10 labor, you're guaranteed 6 Archeum dust approximately. 5 or 6 Archeum dust, plus some other things. And, you know, you get some mysterious garden powder in there. You get glowing prisms, things like that as well. So those guys, at the bare minimum, we have those Moonlight Archeum dust that are selling for right around 10 silver. But the money really comes from the Sunlight and the Starlight dust. Look at the Sunlight dust is up to 22. So once again, we touched upon this. This has seen a spike. It has jumped up. So 2 weeks ago, it was right around 10 silver. Now it's spiking here around hovering 25, kind of lowering a little bit, right around the 23 today. But 22, 23, 24, 25, so hovering right in those. So you get 6 of those for 10 labor points at 25. That would be 150 gold. So 1 gold, 50 silver, which gives you a 15 silver per labor spent return. Even if you were just to get to the Moonlight dust and you sell them for 10 silver each, you're still getting 6 silver per labor. So that's the absolute worst that you're going to get. Plus, you also get other items in there as well. But there is even a better dust to get. The Starlight Archeum dust is the most expensive Archeum dust in the game, hovering all the way up to right around 60 silver at some points of the day. Look at this spike. The Starlight Archeum dust has seen a dramatic increase. This is the biggest increase that we've seen in the Archeum dust. And yeah, just think about it. If you get 6 of these guys for 10 labor points and you sell them for 50 silver each, which is roughly the same day averages, that means you're getting 30 silver per labor point spent on opening up those crates. Yes, those crates are quite rare. They do take a lot of time to farm, but you're getting an insane value. So the very worst you can get is 6 silver per labor. The kind of in the middle in between is like 16 silver per labor. And then the big jackpot one that you want is 30 silver per labor. So all averaging out, in a sense, probably to right around 20 silver per labor point spent if you can do a ton of coin purse farming. So I don't know what people are complaining about the coin purse farming being bad money. Coin purse farming is amazing money. You just got to grind it out. You got to go kill those mobs. It takes time. Plus, that doesn't even factor in the crates. Once again, the crates will drop very rarely, about 1 in every 100 mobs or so. And these guys will sell for about 10 to 20 gold, depending on which crate you get. And that's just free money. So just for farming, you're going to get these items. You sell them on the auction house if you don't want to open them, or you can open up them with keys, and you're going to get free money just by farming mobs. So mob farming, larceny, is probably the best thing to do in the game right now. Craziness. Craziness, craziness, craziness. So there's a lot of other things that have shifted up in the auction house as well. Lumber has seen a big fall. Stone has seen a decent increase in value. It's hovering right around the 12 silver range right now. Stone might actually jump up even higher because the castle's coming out and being able to build walls. All the ores as well. Gold. Wow, this is really cheap for gold. You can see gold sees pretty big spikes. Same day average of 13, 13, 13. Gold is another thing that's going to spike up, I think, in the near future. Mainly used for a lot of crafting materials, and people are starting to unlock the higher tiers, starting to get that 40 and 50,000 proficiency. So gold is a great value at 10 silver here. You also want to check the ingots. So it's smart to use your labor efficiently. You never want to get anything worse than 3 silver per labor points, because 3 silver per labor points is just a coin purse. If you open up a coin purse, that's what you're going to get. The basic coin purses, you're going to get 3 silver per labor. Those are fairly easy to get. When you are crafting things, so iron ingots, this guy is only at 3 gold and 98 copper right now. The iron ore is 41, so it takes 3 of those guys to craft, and it then takes 5 labor points. So it's essentially going to take you 1 silver and 25 copper to craft, plus 5 labor points, and they're only selling for about 4, which means that 5 labor points is only giving you 2.75 silver, which is like 0.5 silver per labor. You're getting not even 1 silver per your labor spent. So converting items like the iron ingots into ingots is incredibly bad labor per money. It's like you're wasting so much money. So if you're doing any kind of crafting whatsoever, you always want to make sure that you make positive trades on your labor. So anytime that I craft anything, I make sure that I buy these things, and I have a good stockpile of this stuff on my accounts, because again, people are not valuing their labor whatsoever. They're valuing it at 0.5 silver per labor to craft these things. So same thing with the gold. If you look at the gold ingots, it costs 15 labor to actually craft this. So they were 10 silver each. That's 30. Now, this one, you're actually getting 2 silver per labor points, which is not too bad. If we were to buy up all the golds, which we will, all the way up to, like, to say the 15, you see there's not much on here. Very, very rare commodity. Gold will be going up in value. It's used for some of the higher end fishing rods, and then also crafting weapons. So gold will see a spike. That's something that you should definitely invest in, I think. So the silver here, you can see silver, same thing, 20 silver, and then if we look at the ingots, it's at 84. So silver takes 10 labor points, which again, you're getting a 2 silver per labor. So hovering below that 3 silver per labor, the only plus on these guys is that it's fast. You can do them AFK, whereas coin purse farming, you're going to be just manually grinding it out. 3 silver per labor should be the benchmark for everything. If you're not getting 3 silver per labor, you should definitely reconsider what you're doing in game with your labor and use your labor more efficiently. Anyway, guys, that is a quick market update. One last thing I do want to touch upon is Apex. Apex, surprisingly, has actually stayed around the 90-85 gold mark. So Apex prices, as most people know, are about 800 gold on the old servers. You can see there's thousands upon thousands of Apexes sold every single day. It's an insane amount of money that Tryon Worlds makes through all these Apex sales. This is kind of unheard that the price of these hasn't risen up any. What people are speculating is that because they gave out 15 days free patron, that not many people are consuming Apex and they're staying in the market and they're just slowly being flipped around. So people don't have a real use to use Apex. And there's also a lot of Apex sellers. There's a ton of pay-to-win whales out there that are just flooding the game with Apex. And you see it. You see people that are like, oh, I'm selling 10 Apex or I'm selling 5 Apex. And they're just buying them from the cash shop, selling them. So many people are dumping so much money into this game. It is just ridiculous. But eventually Apex prices will jump up. They will see a pretty big increase over time. Apex is one of the safest things to invest in the game in the long run. If you want to see a good investment that will pretty much always pay off, it's Apex. Apex will spike up. So maybe next month we'll probably see Apex around 200 gold. I do think there's going to be a pretty big spike right around the first month when your first patron month ends. They did add 15 days on into the compensation package. So around 45 days since the server launched. So we got about 20 more days and then everyone's patron time will be up. At that point, everyone's going to have to consume Apex to keep that patron alive, or they're going to have to pay money. So the Apex prices should see a pretty significant increase in 20 days, which also brings everything else up. All the credit items will then increase. Tax certs, I think, should actually see a nice increase as well over this weekend, as there is going to be a lot of new housing available up in Aurora. So you can see the tax certs last week on Sunday, they saw a big spike when Aurora launched on Reckoning. This is an auction house joint with Reckoning and Vengeance. So there was a big spike there, and then it kind of came down. And again, people are preparing for the big spike again. It looks like there may have been some gold sellers right there, 950 for a tax cert. But yeah, they're preparing now for the big Aurora launch tomorrow, which should increase tax certs again. So as you see, the highest was 150. The average was 84. Definitely load up on tax certs before Aurora, because to drop down new houses, especially if you have more than 2 buildings, it gets really, really expensive, and you want that land up in Aurora. Aurora land is going to be the most valuable land in the game because of the regrade braziers and the Aurora water trees right there, the mineral trees. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys later.